Hello everyone, my name is Rachel Galsevich, and today I will be presenting on how to make a no-sew blanket. I'm presenting this craft for participation at a pediatric level. I like this craft because it incorporates the child's interests. They're able to select the fabrics of the blanket and choose out a print or pattern that's meaningful to them. This project incorporates basic straight line cutting and knot tying. The cost for this project varies based on the size of fabrics needed. The average cost was about $7 per yard. And then here is a size guide I included to help determine how much of each fabric you will need based on the size of the individual. To give you an overview of the lesson, we will begin by picking out 2 fleece fabrics. Once getting back to your workspace, lay both fabrics out, one on top of the other. Then you are going to cut a 5x5 inch square out of each corner. Next is to cut 5-inch slits around the edges of the blanket. And the final step is to double knot each slit and the blanket is finished. The overall goal for this project is to have the child engage in an activity that creates a product and gives them a sense of accomplishment, since they created something that's individualized and has meaning to them and they can use it every day. So to begin, you select 2 fabrics, choose a print and a contrasting or matching solid. Both should be fleece fabrics. I just went to my local Joann's. They have every type of fabric imaginable for a child. There's every Disney character, superhero, sports, pets, polka dots. The list went on. So each child is able to pick out a fabric that has some meaning to them. I went with a Michigan State print because I am an MSU alumni. And then I went with a solid green to match it as my second fabric. Then I went to the counter where the employee cut out my desired length of fabric. So once I have my fabrics at home, the other items you will need include some form of scissors, a measuring device, and then this is optional, but a straight edge to help with lines. So for each fabric, it's important to check if one side is better than the other. For this MSU print, the one side's a little more blurry, and then for the solid green, the stitching is on the top side. So I want to put the better sides of each fabric on the outside of my blanket. So I will place the desired side of my green fabric face down and the desired side of my MSU fabric face up. So here I am just laying out both fabrics, putting them one on top of the other, and straightening them out till they lay flat. And I line them up so they are right in line. As you can see, the gray is right on top of the green, and I moved any excess fabric to one side, which we will begin cutting. To cut, if the child's able to use regular scissors, that's great. If they are not, there are alternative scissors like these power grip ones, which are also a great option. So as mentioned, I am going ahead to cut off the excess fabric. So with this cutting, this then makes this final left side line up perfectly with the gray on top of the green like the other sides. And after that, it is time to start cutting the corners. So I have a 5x5 inch square that I just measured and cut out of a lined piece of paper. And I am using that as a guide to cut out the corner here. And once that is done, go ahead and do that to the 3 remaining quarters. And then it is time to cut your slits. These slits I am going about 5 inches deep, and I'm doing about 1 inch in width for each one. So I did my first one there, and then I'm just going to go ahead and do that across. I used a note card as a visual aid because it is also 5 inches long to help guide me, and then I also used it as a straight edge to help keep all my slits somewhat in line. And after you do that on all 4 sides, it's time to double knot each slit. So here I am just double knotting the first slit, and I am pulling it somewhat tight to create a solid knot. and go ahead and do that for each slit on all 4 sides. And after that, your blanket is finished. So here is my final product. This is the MSU print side, and here is the other side, which is just the solid green. And that concludes my presentation. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.